Hello, my name is Henry. I learned meditation in the Himalayas. I've spent the last 8 years helping people to establish a daily meditation practice. Today's session is on uh, why can't, what is this today? Okay, why can't I focus even when I try to meditate? This is my third recording today, so making sure I get the right topic for you guys. Welcome to the channel, 5 Minute Meditation. Hopefully, you have found some value in any of the content that you have previously watched, and hopefully, you will find some value in this content. Being able to focus when you're trying to meditate. Today, we will cover about three things that are common issues when it comes to being able to focus while you're trying to meditate. And then we'll do a guided meditation to help try to tie things together. So, first thing we'll talk about is expectations. A lot of times when it comes to meditation, people will have unrealistic expectations when it comes to being able to focus or anything when it comes to meditation. As in, we have this idea, this thought process, wherever it came from. Somebody told us this, social media that, uh, Google this, who knows, our understanding of meditation or what happens in meditation. But we all have expectations, and whether or not they're realistic or not still remains to be seen. So if you think that when you begin to meditate, or even if you think that after you meditated for some time, or you gain some experience, if you think that no other thoughts will come to your mind, or you think that your mind will be completely still, this is going to cause some challenges for you in a big way. When you start to meditate, or when you start anything, it's been my experience. When you put yourself out there to something, um, it meets you. So when you say, I'm going to do this, now the challenge has begun, the work starts. Now you have to actually perform the thing. Uh, so with meditation, the thing is just sitting down for whatever amount of time that you're going to sit down for. And when it comes to expectations, I would suggest, especially early on, to not have them, or do your best to learn how to let them go. Uh, However, you think meditation is going to go, just like my experience, I make many plans about many things, but it rarely, if ever, goes that way. I will find success, I will accomplish my goals, but it will not look like the plan that I drew up in advance. Things, excuse me, things tend to change um, before you have any real experience. You don't know what's going to happen. So these are just ideas, these are just thoughts, these are just um, your desires, what you want, or how your expectations. So when it comes to expectations, doing your best not to have any, because trying to have realistic expectations, like if I were to say, hey, this is going to be what, or this is what you could expect, would probably be the better thing to do. I would say expect, when you sit for meditation and try to focus, that your mind will wander, it will jump around, it will do all of the things that you don't want it to do, it will do the opposite of focus. This is necessary, this is the process, this is the practice of meditation. So I would suggest having the realistic expectation that when you first begin to meditate, focusing will not look like you think that it should. should or could or would, however you want to phrase it. What I will say is, um, if you are sitting and you are trying to focus your mind, you are accomplishing the goal. Uh, you can't start at the finish line, and we all have different distances to go in order to be able to focus. But I can assure you that we all have a lot of ground to cover when it comes to being able to focus in meditation. So, if you are early on in your meditation process or your practice, just understand that it's okay wherever you are. The expectation would be that it could be uncomfortable. It's going to take some time. Your mind is going to do all the things that you normally don't observe, pay attention to. Just think of it as an opportunity to um, take a peek at your mind and get an idea of what's really going on when you're not focused on it. The next thing we'll touch base on when it comes to not being able to focus, even when you try to meditate, is physical and or environmental factors. Um, so if you are trying to meditate and you're trying to focus on your meditation and you are in a physically uncomfortable posture, if you are trying to fold your legs like a pretzel and your hips are too tight for that, or if you are in a chair but it is not um, comfortable, or I wouldn't even suggest a comfortable chair. I would suggest a flat chair, likely preferably a harder surface to sit on. But if any chair is better than no chair if you are uncomfortable sitting on the floor or sitting cross-legged or anything like that. Your meditation is going to happen for you from the pelvis up to the head. So basically, your spine being in control of the meditation process. So how your feet are is not as relevant as to the position of your spine. So with that in mind, um, find a comfortable posture and preferably something that is firm and flat that you can sit on, whether you're on the floor or in a chair or whatever you may use. You can also kneel. That is also an option. So when it comes to environmental factors, um, noise can be a very big factor when you're trying to focus and there are distracting sounds. Could be your family, it could be devices, could be neighbors, a whole host of things, animals. It seems that when I want to meditate, everything comes at me, and you may be experiencing the same thing as well. This is normal. I find that all of these things are going on all the time anyway. It's just when I am trying to focus is when everything gets louder, I would suspect. Or when I'm trying to focus, that's when I'm more aware of all of these things that are now potentially distracting. Um, it can also be people or animals vying for your attention. It could be a whole host of things. But in my experience, noise is the biggest thing. Um, your environment, you could be in a very cold space, you can be in a hot space, windy. It could be a lot of things. Insects, um, yeah, you name it, expect it. But do your best to focus. If you need to change locations or find a more appropriate or private space, by all means, if at all possible, do so. But I would also suggest learning how to meditate in your environment once you get some experience, if at all possible, or start gaining experience in environments where there will be distractions. That way, um, when you are, let's say, more distracted or there are more distractions than normal around, or you're in an environment, let's say like an airport or any kind of busy place where, okay, you just want to take a moment or a few moments and try to focus on your meditation instead of doing something else to pass the time, you will be better prepared to deal with these external distractions. Um, and let's see. Lastly, we'll touch base on impatience with your meditation progress. So, not being able to focus. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in where your meditation is and or where you want your meditation to be, and this distracts you from where you are in your meditation at this current time. This is more of a, let's say, or for me, more of a back of mind or out of, back burner type of um thought process. It's something that I've had in the past. It's not something that um, isn't is a concern of mine in my practice at this time, but I have experienced it from the extent of um, wanting to be in a particular place in my meditation. And you may be experiencing that same thing. Where you are is perfectly well. Um, and if you continue to be consistent, you will get there. It will happen before you know it, or at least that's been the case with me and anyone else that I know that practices on a consistent basis. Just sticking with it, just the consistency, if you can, every day, even if it's just for a short time. I know that I personally, even up to this time, I get caught up into wanting to maintain a certain amount of meditation time within a day, or within a particular session in order to make sure I accumulate the time that I want to accumulate for the day. But understanding that when it comes to physicality, some days my body is going to give me more. Other days I may be tired or did this or did that, and I'm not going to get as much mileage out of my body. Also, when it comes to my mind, if I've had a busy day, um, my mind will um, tire faster than my body. So this is another thing that I've observed in my meditation. If I have a set amount of, um, or if I have a set amount, excuse me, of repetitions I would want to do, or a certain amount of time that I know, hey, if I sit for this long, um, some days my body will um, will start to buckle, or other days my body will hold, but my mind will buckle. Being able to let go um, and not torture yourself just by trying to make a time. So understanding that the quality of your practice is just as important, or more important, I would say, than the quantity of your practice. Making the best out of the time that you have instead of just trying to make a lot of time. It wouldn't be uh, as beneficial. So making sure you put quality above quantity. And at this time, we'll do our best to tie everything together, and we'll bring it into a guided meditation session. So if you haven't already, find yourself in a comfortable seated posture. We'll have the spine erect, head facing forward, chin parallel to the ground, eyes closed, mouth closed, breathing through the nose, bringing our awareness to the tips of the nostrils, And observing the flow of air as it passes the tips of the nostrils as we exhale and we inhale. We inhale and we exhale. And here we'll address our expectations. Right now, if you're thinking about being able to focus, allow your mind to drift if it drifts, and then anchor it back at the breath at the tips of the nostrils. Or if need be, you can use my voice as an anchor and follow along. I will guide you back to the nostrils. Expectations are normal with all things, even in meditation. We want everything still. We want our minds quiet, peaceful, serene. But this may not be the case, at least not today. I know it is not the case for me. Bring our awareness back to the tips of the nostrils. If your body is uncomfortable in any way, make whatever adjustments that you need to make in order to be physically comfortable so that you're not distracted by your body at this time. If there are any noises in your environment, like there are noises in my environment, this is fine. There are always going to be noises. Let's keep our focus. Let's bring our awareness into the body. And we'll bring it to the feet. And we'll relax the feet. We'll relax the lower legs. Relax the upper legs. We'll relax the pelvis and the hips. We'll relax the abdomen and the stomach. We'll relax the chest and the heart center. We'll relax the shoulders. We'll relax the upper arms. Relax the lower arms. Relax the hands. Whatever noises and sounds, we'll let them come, we'll let them go. This is normal. There's no quiet in your space. There's certainly no quiet in my space. There's my neighbor's dog. And my other neighbors are going into their apartment. And my neighbor's dog again. She likes to bark outside of my door. And we'll bring our awareness back to the body. We'll relax the hands. We'll relax the lower arms. We'll relax the upper arms. We'll relax the shoulders. We'll relax the neck. We'll relax the jaw and the corners of the mouth. We'll relax the cheeks. Relax the forehead. We'll bring our awareness back to the tips of the nostrils. If you are impatient right now, this is normal. Be compassionate with yourself. Don't judge yourself. Even I get impatient when I'm meditating from time to time. And when I choose to continue to sit, as long as I'm comfortable. This helps build resilience and build patience so that I can continue to grow my meditation progress. And we'll bring the awareness back to the tips of the nostrils. And we'll gently open the eyes. Namaste.